30, 40 links, right? And people will click all of them, and everything you want people to do in your stream description below on Facebook Gaming is going to work out, right? Wrong. Here's the ultimate description strategy so you can actually get people to do something that you want. Here we go. This podcast is sponsored by Restream. Why live stream to one platform when you can simultaneously live stream to every platform to discover new audiences faster using Restream.io?
I think starting here is good.
And here we are. Here's some descriptions on Facebook Gaming. And today, boys, are you ready to analyze two of the top Facebook gaming streamers, what they're putting in their description below, and let's talk about whether it's working. Because, Ross, what is the number one thing you want people to do when you put a link below any piece of content? What do you want to do? What do you want them to do?
Oh, man. I was not ready for this style of question this morning. This is too hard. Is it click?
That is the correct answer, Perrin.
Good.
When you put things in your description on your streams, what do you want people to do?
That's normally where I hide all the things I don't want people to see because I know no one's ever going to click on it. No, I normally put all my pertinent links in there, all the important ones that anyone might care about, or any information that could be useful to my stream viewers. But maybe I'm not doing a great job. We'll take a look at that. But first, we should start looking at the pros. Darkness 429, Stone Mountain 64. Actually, I have Darkness up here right now. His description is super simple. This is his latest one. He's live right now, so you guys are getting this in real time. So you need good vibes? Click this. Literally, the first line is about clicking, and the fourth line is the actual link separated out by a bunch of like hyphens. What do you guys think this is effective? How many clicks do you think he gets on this?
I like this description because it's incredibly simple. So there's two elements for all of our Facebook gaming creators out there that are watching right now to keep in mind. Number one, at the top of his description, he's got something clickable, not a link. So the top of your description is kind of like a mini title on Facebook gaming. Depending on where you're getting the notification on Facebook gaming, up there where it says, so you need good vibes, click this. That description is all people will see, actually, on many notifications in different areas around Facebook. So you need to consider that first line in your description as a mini title, a mini headline. Some streamers duplicate their title right there to get the extra clicks. So if you're putting your...
Oh, I should note real quick to interrupt you because we're analyzing this a bit wrong. This top is actually the stream title, and then below is his description. So I was analyzing this wrong at first. This is his description right here.
Ah, I see. Thank you. So
and then this is his title. So
that's a good point, where depending on where you're looking at and how you're looking at the stream on Facebook Gaming, the actual title will appear at the top. And in other areas, the description will appear at the top. And so I think it's important personally to have the top of your description be a clickable thing, because if it's not, then people won't click with those mobile notifications or on various different devices in different areas. So if we're looking at the top of his description, for everybody listening on audio, the top of his description says, we are giving away an Xbox Series X, and there's a link to that right there to loot, rare drop, whatever. And so what I like about this description is that he has one link that is visible, one call to action, and hopefully he's just plugging one thing for his audience to do. That is really, really important to keep in mind. The more links that you have in anything, so we're all marketing professionals. We've been doing this for over 10 years. Every single marketing company, every single marketing professional will tell you, the more options you give a customer, the more links you give a viewer, the less likely they are to click. There's great studies in grocery stores. Follow me on this. There's great studies in grocery stores where they take a customer and they put them into scenario A, where they have two choices. They're more likely to buy one of those two choices. And then they put customers in scenario B, where they have 10 choices, and then they buy nothing. So human beings like having less choices. And the less choices they have, the more likely they are to click, to buy, and to take an action. And so the way that I think about descriptions is, and the way I think about content and how you post links across your socials and everywhere is, you should have one thing you're asking your audience to do, and that's it. If you're asking for 2 things, 3 things, 4 things, the more things you add, the less likely they are to actually do it. Do you guys agree with that premise and that hypothesis, or do you disagree?
Yeah, that's backed up by all of our marketing experience. If you ever go through and optimize a landing page, you know this already. Like if you're ever optimizing a landing page on a Shopify cart or something like that, or a website, just you want that one call to action to be a single call to action and to be very obvious where to click. I know this from running advertising on Twitter ads, Facebook ads as well. Users, if given too many things to click, will click nothing at all, or they will click the wrong thing every time. So you have to give them one choice, and you really got to like point them to it. You got to make it really, really painfully obvious. I do like Darkness429's description for that reason. I do think he could improve pointing to it. I think he could surround it a little bit more obviously, like in terms of that's a link, it's clickable. Please click it.
Like with some emojis or some arrows or some greater the sign, less sign, like stars.
Emojis would be great. Mm-hmm. Yeah, emojis generally work pretty well, and they're normally generate a pretty positive reaction to users. So he could add that there, but if he has more, it's going to bump it down more. So he would have to remove some of the text maybe to the left of it. So this one's good for him. I bet he does get some clicks, but even still with just having one link in your video description, he's only going to get a 1 to 5% chance of people who come through his stream clicking on it. It's going to still be a really, really low number of users who are actually going to click on that. I mean, Ross, do you like this description? Is the simple good for you? And is the link? Are we right about the link thing?
Yeah, I think you are right. And the thing that people aren't going to watch this stream to click on the links and stuff like that. That's just all there is to it. Especially when it comes to streaming, people are going to the stream to watch the streamer, to watch the game. They don't want to be distracted by that and by having a whole bunch of links and everything. It's a huge distraction. And to back up what AOL was saying, even going on social media when you're promoting, if you can get away with just trying to guide your audience to take action without posting a link, you're still going to get more results. I've noticed it. I literally ran a test yesterday on my social media accounts and found out that by not linking people, I actually drove more traffic just by suggesting they go do it. So yes, I think you guys were spot on here.
Great. Let's go ahead and take a look at another example. If you don't mind, Perrin, if you could pull up, or Astral, I keep calling you Perrin, sorry. If you could pull up Stone Mountain 64, the biggest streamer on Facebook gaming, because his style is a bit different than Darkness. So Darkness's style is one link at the top of your description. You're focusing on telling your audience to do one thing to maximize the amount of that thing. Later on in the podcast, we're going to talk about what is the most important thing to ask your audience to do, because it can confuse them when you tell them, hey guys, can you follow? Can you like? Can you also comment below? Did you guys react? Also, I'm doing a giveaway. Also, follow me on Twitter. Also, follow me on the grams. As soon as you tell them to do 7 things, they're going to be like, nah, I'm out. I'm doing jack squat. So we like that focused one link approach. Let's see what Stone Mountain 64 is doing. Break it down for us here, boys.
So his is much, much larger. It's much longer. The point it's actually all not fitting on the page. I'm going to have to scroll it here. So in the first line, he's telling us in a simple sentence form what he's doing in the stream. And then he's putting his most important call to action, or I guess I'm assuming this is his most important one, a Logitech G limited edition mouse giveaway up here without much separation. It's just another text sentence and then a link afterwards. Then he's got supporters. He's got a supporter link here. This is actually a video link. It's a bonus series for his supporters. So only supporters would be able to access this link. So this is this is so sloppy. I'm just going to say it out the gate. Like this is a disaster of a description below his stream. He's got a supporter link here, Become a Mountaineer. This one at least has an emoji in the beginning, which I do like. I do like that. Become a Mountaineer. That right there is really awesome. That should, in my opinion, that's the thing that should be at the top of his description right up there. And he should kill everything else in his description. But keep going. He's got type VIP, and he's got some directions of things you can do in the chat. Type VIP in the chat to get my loadout and my weekly schedule. Bot is active for 1 day. And then starts like the copy, like the second copy. paste of this description. So let's go down here.
Oh my God, there's more?
Gosh,
look at this
bless.
disaster.
There's
I mean,
more.
audience, let us know what you think live and in the comments. I mean, is this description working for you?
No.
Is the close to 15 links here making you want to click? Ask that to yourself. Is this making you want to click? There's no point in putting anything down here unless audiences are feeling compelled to click. Look at all this.
So yeah, there's a lot here. There's pretty much everything you could ever want here. Now, I know you guys are shitting on this a little bit, but I think he could improve this on a lot, but I like this style. This is the style that I use. And there's a reason why, there's a specific reason why I use this style. And I know why he's using it. I know exactly why he's using it. And he's doing this because while he's streaming, these are all the links that people always ask him about in his chat. So all he has to do is say, hey, it's in the description. Go check it out there. And then that's all he has to do to address 50 to 60% of all the questions asked in his chat. He has the same answer for all of them. And that's go to his description because it's all there for you. That's why he has it this way. And he can, because it doesn't matter that there's this many links. It doesn't matter that there's this much text in the video description. It doesn't affect the algorithm at all. It doesn't affect anything because descriptions actually really don't matter that much on Facebook. And you can do with them with whatever you want. You can basically do whatever you want. Doesn't affect the algo. Doesn't really impact users one way or the other. You guys are talking about clicks like you're going to get a lot. Even if it's one link, you're not going to get a lot of clicks because you don't see descriptions barely anywhere on Facebook Gaming. And I can tell you from experience as a streamer on the platform, nobody ever freaking checks it. Nobody never reads it. Most users, I would say 99% of users, they don't even know it exists until you tell them. So the descriptions are already the 1% of people going to see it, and you're going to have one. You're going for one link. You're going for 1% of 1%. You're not going to get a lot of clicks anyway. The point of having tons of links in here is not to get clicks on them. Is to provide a resource for those people during his stream asking about this stuff, so he doesn't have to say, "Oh, yeah, you have to go to discord.gg/stonemountain64 to go to my Discord," or "Yeah, you would have to go to like this and do this and do this." No, every answer to any question about any of his things is always the same. Hey, it's in the video description. Go check it out there. You can find it. Once he guides a user there, now they can stumble upon any one of these links. So he verbal calls to actions them into something a lot more concrete. Now his is really sloppy. I think it could clean it up a little bit here, but that's why it is this way. I mean, what do you guys think of that? Does that change your opinion at all on focusing on a single link?
Yeah, that actually makes a lot. That actually makes a lot of sense. I would definitely lay it out differently, like you said. But I do have a question. And just to clear it up, having this many links in your description, how does that have any effect on where you place in the algorithm at all on Facebook Gaming?
No, absolutely not. Okay. No, the only thing that has an effect on the algorithm, maybe an indirect effect, is the very, very first line. So
right,
the very, very first line is important because not everywhere in Facebook Gaming do you see the title of the stream. And so if your stream starts with a link at the top, whenever you go live on Facebook Gaming, for the people who don't see the title, that's what they're going to see. And if it's a link, that's not the most compelling notification. It looks like an advertisement. So the first thing of being a link is not necessarily good. I think the way that this can kind of affect the algo is for those users who don't see the title, this is the reason that they're actually going to click and see the stream because they're looking for like
the mini title, if you will. The description is a mini title.
The secondary title. Mm-hmm. It has the same effect as a title. So it could kind of have an effect on the algorithm. But Facebook's algorithm doesn't look at this specifically. It's only affected by users looking at this and deciding to click and come through.
Okay.
So, and I don't know what fraction of users see this over the actual title. Haven't figured that out yet, but it's definitely a thing.
Okay, so let's review then. So the very top of your description, that first line, is viewable some places as the secondary title or mini title for your stream. So the first line probably shouldn't be a link if you're going to make an optimal description. And then right below that, you need to have a enticing, whatever your most important call to action is. We like versions that have maybe a little emoji next to it and a great little call to action tagline. For example, I think Stone Mountains is really solid. This become a mountaineer right there, but he has buried his become a mountaineer call to action below everything else, because maybe that's not as clickable, or maybe that's not as important to him. So that's the discussion. That's where I want to go next. So optimal descriptions. Do we agree on clickable secondary title at the top, and then some sort of one most important thing below that, maybe with a little emoji, a quick little tagline like "Become a Mountaineer," or join the AWOL army, or whatever it is below that. And that's at the very top of your description, no matter what. Is that optimal? Do we agree on that?
I'm going to go no. Let me show you mine. Hold on. I'll show you why
Perrin's about to. Oh, Ashley's about to drop some knowledge on us.
Because
okay.
I tried that. That was actually my style for a long time. I had the top description, which I put like what I'm going to stream about. And then right below it, now I have my player ID, group ID there, but right below it, I had this become a supporter. And I had it very separated out. So it was very clear. I have an emoji here.
Yeah.
So it's very, and it just, nothing, it didn't do anything. It just didn't do anything.
Well, because people on Facebook gaming don't have money, and they're not going to give you money. That's not the call to actions problem. It's that most of your viewers are from the Philippines and can't afford to become your supporter. So that's why that didn't work.
Well, exactly. But also, even if I had an audience, more of an English audience, they're still not going to use this link to support me. There are better places for this call to action. So I'm actually wasting the top call to action on my become a supporter, where I could pull something else that would be relatively useful. Probably the most useful one would be either the Discord community or how to play Mobile Legends on your PC, because I get those questions the most frequently. So mine is designed from a standpoint of what users commonly ask the most questions of. And first they ask me, hey, can I friend you? That's number one. Hey, can I join your group? That's number two. And then what's your Discord? And then what are you playing on? Why are you playing on PC?
I understand. You're basically
so mine's
using
in order up and
frequently asked questions.
Frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Which is why I understand Stone Mountains, because I can tell he's running into the same thing.
Yeah.
So that's how I decided to use my stream description. And here's the thing. I have an affiliate account with LD Player. So anytime anybody downloads LD Player from my stream, I get some money. And even though this link is buried 4 down in my description, I do get clicks on it still.
Mm-hmm.
So because I have them separated out like this with a nice emoji, and it's very clear, clear descriptive text followed by the link separated, like saying what it is, I do get some clicks. Is it a lot of clicks? No, it's about 1 to 5% of all the people navigating to my stream, which is what I expect. However, actually, the only reason I get clicks there is because someone asked me about it, and I say, hey, in the video description, there's a link to that. And that's the only time they ever click, is because I verbally tell them that's where it's at. That's the only time anybody's ever going to click anything in your video description, is if you specifically tell them. In which case, you can put anything in here, because then you can just go tell someone to go click it. So that's my thoughts on it. It's definitely like something still to test, but clearly the top line 100% needs to be a descriptive thing of your stream. And then I think everything else after that is up for debate, but the become a supporter link does not work as the first link. And that's where I was going to disagree with you on that one, AWOL, is having that one be number one. It's not going to do anything for you being number one. You're better served to put a different link in that spot.
Yeah. So if I were your coach, so Ross, prepare the Restream link. If I were your coach coaching you right now, Perrin, I would say that you've discovered some things in your descriptions that are great. Having the dash lines to separate each item in your description with a little emoji next to each one, that's fantastic. Having the mini title at the top of your description, the secondary title, as Bytes points out in our live chat, thank you, Bytes, every share shows the description of your stream, not the title of your stream. And so that's why that top line in your description being a clickable descriptive title of what your stream is important there. But as we've talked about so many times on this pod, Facebook gaming is an avenue that you're trying to siphon audience from to send over to Twitch, right? Or over to YouTube. And so using Restream.io to multi-stream to all these platforms, to be live on Twitch, to be live on Facebook Gaming, go ahead and drop that link and that discount code form in the description there, Ross. It's also in the description of the other versions. Restreaming on all these platforms lets you siphon audience from platforms that have algorithms like Facebook Gaming and like YouTube, and others potentially in the future, and then siphon it over to the algorithm-less platform, Twitch. So if I were coaching you, parent, I would tell you that you're doing your description wrong. Your main call to action on your streams is all wrong. You aren't even taking your own advice that you're telling everybody here on the Digital Drop podcast. Your number one call to action in the bottom of your description, you should have a little title up top that's clickable, and right below that, it should be join my conversation on Twitch, or some kind of call to action to join you on Twitch. You should be, your only link I think you should have in your description is Twitch. Twitch. Maybe you can include your player name and your ID below. That's cool. Maybe you can have some way down below frequently asked questions things. But you have been telling us that your Twitch growth is what makes you feel confident that the restreaming strategy really works, and that Twitch growth is sustainable across multiple games. So you need to quadruple down on Twitch in your description. And furthermore, I think you need to talk about Twitch more in your streams, and you have little pop-ups on your streams that's telling people about your Twitter and all these other things. To hell with all your Twitter, to hell with anything else. Just have a pop-up that shows up that tells people you're on Twitch. You're wasting all these eyeballs, in my opinion, and all those clicks on these other things that don't matter as much. Twitch is what matters, number one, to you as a Facebook gaming streamer, because that gives you sustainable, algorithm-less growth in the long term. That's my coaching advice to you. Do you refute the advice I just gave you?
I would agree. That's good. Yeah. My Twitter link in there, it's been relatively useful. I've gotten maybe 5 follows. I'm not active on Twitter currently, though. And yeah, my Twitch link should be top. I think that would be useful. I'm used to my audience easily finding my Twitch and Facebook and going in between. It's very clear to them what it is, but that I'm not taking account brand new users who may be wanting to go over and check it out. I probably would get a little bit better improved siphon rate, if we could call it that.
Conversion
if I did
rate.
put that link, conversion rate, if we were to put that in the top. And yeah, I'm kind of reevaluating my stream strategy these past 2 weeks. It's clear that bringing users to Twitch is working for me. So this does need to be updated. I do need to add Twitch instead of the become a supporter call to action up top, because that one is not working. And I would not use the become a supporter one at the top. I mean, I guess you could put it somewhere in your stream description, but I would not put it at the top. So yeah, I would agree with your advice there. That's something I need to change.
Hey, AWOL, speaking of coaching, we have a lot of people in the comments here asking about doing small streamer reviews. What is your coaching information where people can get in touch with you?
Yeah, you got it. So if you want to pull it up on the screen, awalldigital.com, AWALL digital.com. You can go there. You can schedule one-on-one coaching with me if you're a small streamer. I've actually got 2 coaching calls today. I'm doing with people with literally 0 followers, getting their YouTube channel up and running in one case, and their Twitch streaming and their hopefully restreaming strategy up and running if I can convince them on another call. And later on in the day, actually, I've got a third call with a creator that has over 1 million subscribers on YouTube. And so what I do on these calls when I'm coaching people is they tell me their challenges, they link me their avenues, I do research on their niche, and we meet one-on-one. And I create a plan with them, and that really works for them to help them hit their goals. In most cases, in the case of gaming creators, they'll select their day, they'll select their time there, and their goal is, of course, to create gaming content full time. And so we talk about their financial goals, what they'll need to do in terms of revenue diversification, the whole 9, and they walk away from the call with a PDF from me, and as well as ongoing support to help them actually achieve what they're trying to achieve. I've been doing this for a living for the last 10 years, as you guys know, awalldigital.com. I've turned a lot of creators into full-time gaming content creators. It is not fast. It is not easy. And it requires a lot of content and effort, but you can get there. There are ways to speed up the process, and that's what I attempt to do with my coaching. Guys, I feel like we outlined the ultimate description strategy here. Top of your description is that secondary mini title. Right below that is your most important call to action for your audience. In the case of Astral, Twitch would be his. And for all of you guys out there, I'd recommend adding Twitch to the top of your description if you haven't yet, or right below that secondary title, if you haven't yet determined some other major business objective that you have, so that you can diversify to the most kind of stable streaming platform as you're growing from 0 to Twitch affiliate in particular. That's it for this episode of the Digital Drop Podcast. We don't say goodbye around here. We just hit the end button.